The morning edition of the Cowboys Report is made possible by True Classic. Get 25% off their polos, t-shirts, activewear, and more by going to trueclassic.com/chatsports. Tell you more about them later on in today's show as we break down where things sit involving the Mike Zimmer deal not actually being official at this stage. Back on Thursday, late Thursday night, report was Zimmer's the expected guy. He's going to get hired. And we're still there, 72 hours later, with no deal officially signed. A report of there being a contractual holdup between Zimmer and the Cowboys. We'll break that down and whether or not it is time to panic. But first, we are losing the sub-battle this month to the Giants, which is pretty damn disappointing. Only down by a couple. Now is the time to catch up. We're approaching the midway point of the month. Let's make sure the Giants continue to take L's against the Cowboys. Hit that sub button right now for more free Dallas Cowboys YouTube videos. So Zimmer reported on Thursday, the expected hire. ESPN does it, local media does it, NFL Network does it. And when that happens, 99.9% of the times, it ends up being the guy. Every now and then there's a Cliff Kingsbury and the Raiders disaster that ends up going down. As of filming on Monday morning, the deal is not yet official. Now, that could certainly change any points, and I think this deal does get done, by the way. But Bryan Broaddus has said there is a contract holdup. You got Rex Ryan out there saying, I'm not sure it's Zimmer's job, and directly contradicting what his coworker Adam Schefter just said, which, by the way, is not normally something you want to do. Kind of make Schefter look bad. Here's our timeline, right? February 8th. Zimmer's expected to be hired. We do the breaking news video on it. Thanks for everyone who watched it. February 11th, yesterday, Sunday, Super Bowl pregame. Schefter says this is Zimmer's job. Rex Ryan, who pretty clearly still wants the job, says, I'm not sure that's true. And technically speaking, he is correct. A contract has not been signed at this stage. Bryan Broaddus then mentioned there's a holdup. It's a contract issue. Hopefully it gets done. They're working on it. We'll see. All of which is accurate. All those things match up. The ink has not hit the paper. It would be an unmitigated disaster if the Cowboys don't finish this deal off and get the ink signed, or the paper signed with the ink, and finalize Mike Zimmer as your defensive coordinator. As we'll get into, do you know how ugly it would be for, at NFL Honors, Jerry Jones say, yeah, we got our candidate, and then just to not get the candidate signed? When you already missed out on another candidate? It'd be a disaster. More on this to come, but are you panicking or not? Will Mike Zimmer officially land the Cowboys defensive coordinator job today, Tuesday, whenever? Y for yes and for no in the comments section. I do think this deal gets done. You can wind back the clock to whatever it was, Tuesday, whatever it was last week of me saying I expected Zimmer to get the job. Still think that's the case. It's been the expectation for a while. I think it was a factor in why Joe Witt said, I'm going to take the commander's job pretty quickly there. Even before he was reportedly hired, he had very quickly emerged as the favorite for this job. But not getting a deal done with Zimmer because of a potential contract issue, whether it's just the average salary he wants or whether it's just hey, he's looking for a 3-year deal instead of a 2-year deal. In the end, it's all money related, right? Which you should know this was going to be a thing going into a lame duck head coach, which we will get into here momentarily. But if you don't, land this plane, if you crash and burn on the guy you said is your best defensive coordinator option because you were too cheap, it's a disaster. Would be a massive failure and start the offseason off on just a terrible, terrible foot. Now, what's not terrible is True Classic. Get rid of your old workout tees with sweat stains and holes and go to True Classic's ultra-comfortable, stretchy activewear. You know those t-shirts that smell like you've been working out in them and not in a good way at all? Yeah. True Classic is made with stank-free, moisture-wicking technology so you can do all the things you need to do in comfort. That's from running on the treadmill to maybe the old beer run. As long as you're moving, True Classic has the gear for you. Activewear, sweats, shorts, shirts, are your go-to for making moves. If you got a Valentine's Day date, no problem. Dress for success with True Classics button-ups and chino pants or polos that make you look good and feel good. Whatever you choose, you can't go wrong with True Classic. All their clothing can be mixed and matched, designed to work with your lifestyle so you can look and feel your best each and every day. They have re-engineered outerwear for men as well, from lightweight puffer jackets to cashmere sweaters, fleece jackets, and bomber jackets as well. They're not too bulky, and they're not too tight. They just fit the way they're supposed to, so you look good, feel good, and perform good however you need to, and speak good too sometimes. If you're ready to upgrade your closet, shop now at trueclassic.com/chatsports, and it's up to 25% off your first order. No matter how you move, make 2024 your most comfortable year yet with True Classic at trueclassic.com/chatsports. 25% off. Links in the comment section and the description of today's show. Now, make no mistake, the Cowboys very clearly want to hire Mike Zimmer. This is their guy. This is the guy the organization has not officially, but like clearly publicly announced. This is our guy. Because if it was only a Zimmer leak to like try to generate a deal for him, it would have been disputed of like, no, he's not actually their top candidate. It's that he's their top guy, just not official yet. You already lost one of your other top candidates to Seattle. Aden Durde's gone. He ain't going to come back anytime soon. You have got to get this deal done. You cannot screw this up. And again, I expect it to. I am not panicking over it because that's a future problem if and when it gets there. But there is no salary cap on coaches. You know, Jerry Jones out there saying, you have no idea how big of a check I would write if I thought it would win me a Super Bowl. Well, you clearly think this is the best defensive coordinator hire. So why aren't you writing that check right now? Do you not want to pay the buyout? Okay. You knew this going in when you go with the lame duck head coach that the asking prices are going to be a little bit higher for others because they know they don't have the same job security. You know that going in. So if you don't get it done because of money, you're cheap. And that is a terrible look for this organization. And it'd be a disaster. So what is your panic level, as again, of Monday morning, of the Zimmer deal not yet being signed? Scale it for me from 1 to 10 in the comment section right now. You interviewed 5 candidates, and you can't give me the whole like, they're still doing interviews. No, they've locked in on Zimmer. Ron Rivera, Zimmer, Rex Ryan, Aden Durde was on your list. He is now the new Seahawks defense coordinator, so cross that off the list. And Marquand Manuel, the Jets assistant who interviewed, that got them in compliance. I still think Rex Ryan pretty clearly wants this job. And I don't want to be like too conspiracy theory here. I do wonder if like part of the reason he wants it is he thinks that he could maybe be the head coach a year later. I had to think both Zimmer and like, if it doesn't work and I play well on defense, I'll make it to be the head coach of the Cowboys. That'd be a really good job for me. Just throwing that out there as a hypothetical. With that said, back to this point, I still do not want Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan is living off of years of previous success that he hasn't done recently. So let's look at this. Top 10 defenses based on points scored since 2005. Basically the first year Rex Ryan was as a defensive coordinator, etc. Rex Ryan's got 5. Ron's got 6. Zimmer's got 9. That's pretty good. Let's go to 2011. Now, again, Ryan doesn't have the same track record because, again, that's the downside of not coaching for 7 years. Ryan is not at a top 10 defense since the 2010 season. That's how long it has been. Ron Rivera's got 4. Zim's got double. So if you want the experienced, successful defensive coordinator, it's Zimmer by a mile. He's had success. He's had recent success. He's shown the ability to adjust his defenses to the modern NFL, and to a certain extent, they actually had bad 2 years at the end of it, but he's willing to be adaptable. He ran the 4-3 and the 3-4 in Dallas. Not that that matters in this day and age of the NFL, but he's shown the ability to make changes. He's had success against these Shanahan offenses that have played your team. Of the interviewed options, Zimmer, by a very good margin, is the best of the interviewed bunch. I mean, when I ranked him on the Thursday afternoon video before it got destroyed by Zimmer reported hire, Zimmer was 1 by a mile. Aden Durde was 2. It's not a good group, guys. It's not. And by the way, got to get going. You're running out of time here because other staffs are making hires now. Staffs are making hires. Who's going to be your D-line coach? Got to get a new DC in first. So do you want Mike Zimmer as the Cowboys defensive coordinator? 1 for yes, two for you want to go down a different path. Sound off for me in the comments right now. And again, Zimmer is the Cowboys' top option. This is not a, you know what, we changed our mind, we didn't want to go that route, or we picked somebody else over Zimmer. They have settled on Zim as the guy they want. So to potentially, again, I think it still gets done, but to potentially not finish this deal would be a disaster. I think it gets done. I'm hopefully not inspiring over panic here. But if they don't get this done, I might melt down. Because I don't like your other options at DC. And there's some who are like, you're never going to upgrade over Dan Quinn. That's fine. I get that. I'm trying to make the best of my current situation. I think Zimmer is that pretty clearly. And to have it fall apart because your owner was too damn cheap. You know how bad that is? You know how bad the vibes would be around this team? This would be a colossal offseason loss. So just get it done. Jerry's got empty bottomless pockets. Get Zim what he wants, lock it in, let's get set up, and let's go make some changes on offense and defense personnel-wise and try to have some more postseason success. Got to start with locking in your DC.